Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the 282nd edition of the Cinema Effect podcast, where we review or talk about any time period of a film every week, Monday at 8 p.m. This week's film, we are doing Jonathan Glazer's Under the Skin from 2013. Synopsis reads: a seductive stranger prowls the streets of Glasgow in search of prey. I've read this really badly. I got the grammar all wrong. A seductive stranger prowls the streets of Glasgow in search of prey, unsuspecting men who fall under her spell. The film stars Scarlett Johansson, and that's pretty much all that matters. I think the only other person that pops up that's of significance is Adam Pearson, because I don't know, later in his career, I don't really know what he's done between then and the 2022 film. I don't know how much of a career he's had, but I think of the rest of the cast, I think he is the only one that's really done stuff, which kind of comes as a coincidence of the filmmaking, which we'll get into a bit later. But Under the Skin, I'll probably start with Liam since he's seen it a fair few times. How you feeling?
Yeah, I have seen it a fair few times, and it's probably a case of rewatch fatigue or whatever. Although I do appreciate a lot about this film and feel like I guess see a lot or understand a lot. I mean, not really from my own analysis of it, just from watching YouTube videos back in the day of it and just rewatching it and stuff. So I think there's still a lot to glean and a lot to appreciate, but it does lose me a little bit in the second half. But yeah, still a great film, and the kind of film that I feel like a lot of filmmakers would want to make, just very successfully, symbolic, and atmospheric. So yeah.
Sure. Me, first time watching, yeah.
First time watching. How can you watch this film that many times, though?
What do you mean? There's lots of gleam.
There is a lot to gleam. Can we keep repeating that? There's a lot to gleam.
Yeah, that's the phrase of this episode.
It's like the ancillary, or what's the or like the incel. What was it? Incel coded. It's like that version of today's episode. Yeah, I mean, this film certainly has a lot to glean. Certainly has some layers to peel back, pun intended. So all I knew going into it was my recollection of Fitzy's description of this movie to me. He described it to me a couple of years ago, and he described it as basically the same as what he said at the end of last week's episode, where it's just Scarlett Johansson driving around Scotland, trying to lure dudes, and it's okay. So that felt pretty accurate. And then just with some perhaps more of a sensory experience than I was expecting added on as well, and some definitely interpretive material. So a bit more artsy than I expected, but did I enjoy it? Yeah, moderately, I guess. It was definitely interesting. I feel like hopefully it will be a good film to talk about. I've already gleaned some of Jaden's notes, so I think it will be.
It's been a while since I think I've started a movie and then had to reconstitute my mindset pretty much immediately, upon starting. Well, I don't know. I knew what the movie was, and I think I knew vaguely how it unfolds. So I wasn't going into it. I wasn't giving it 100%. I was probably close, I don't know, 90 odd or whatever. But then I don't know, as soon as I don't know, the first strum or even the silent intro of the logos kind of starts, I was like, oh, all right, you need a reshift here.
Yeah.
And it was fantastic. It's been a while since a film has provoked my own thought, that I haven't just stolen off other people and then rephrased. This page I've written is I think it is my own. I'm pretty sure everything I wrote here I did myself before I read the script, and then when I read the script, it kind of confirms or like kind of reshifts a few things. But that's also another thing that the film's done that I haven't done. Like I read the script like straight after, to see.
That's
what was
crazy. Have
going
you
on.
ever done that for a film we've reviewed?
I don't know if I've done it for a first time viewing,
Okay.
but I think like films like I have read the script for the podcast purpose. Like I think I read 2049 and maybe like stuff early days, but like stuff I'd
Okay.
already seen. I think
Yep.
this is the first time I've seen a fresh film and jumped straight into the script afterwards. And it was really interesting. It was because like the film is all there, but there is like so much on screen that is just changed from direction. It was kind of incredible. Yeah. Look, I don't really know where to start with jumping into it, and I like I joked about just spewing all this and then letting you guys I think that's unfair and kind of a bad way to go about it. But yeah, I don't know. I feel I always pick heavy films in the poll. I mean, the past two that I've won, I guess. Anyway, kind of it's interesting stuff. I don't know. Talk about I don't know. This is my first Jonathan Glazer film. I kind of know his reputation as the guy. Well, I don't know. This is you guys are familiar with him. I don't know. Talk about your Glazerisms, land within the film itself, and then I don't know with the extended stuff, Sexy Beast and all that shit.
Well, I haven't seen Zone of Interest yet, but I've seen Sexy Beast and Birth. Both also are pretty great films. But I mean, I guess the through line that I can see is that I don't know. It sounds so stupid to say because, like, obviously, all directors you'd expect would be this, but he's like in a kind of Kubrick-like way. He's an extremely like visual and symbolic director. There'll just be a lot of shots without any dialogue where you can glean a lot of the meaning from, or just the from the composition, from the atmosphere, from the music. And yeah, his films are just like experiences, in themselves. So that's the main thing. Sexy Beast is definitely my favorite. I feel like it's a very underrated film. But yeah, I liked everything from Glazer so far.
Yeah, I think that was like something. It's a weird thing to have to to phrase because obviously there's always like thought, but like when watching as well, like I was kind of struck by how much intent there is in everything in the void spaces and the sinking, or in the B-roll used, or and the way it fades into each other. Like I think intent is beyond evident in everything in this film. So I 100% get what you mean with that.
Yeah.
Vinny, yeah.
Yeah, I guess I can fill in Fitzy's blank because I've only ever seen The Zone of Interest as the only other film of Jonathan's that I've seen, and I was seeing it for sure right from the first 5 minutes, and what struck me right away was in terms of creating that experience, his use of sound is like it's a huge thing in The Zone of Interest. I don't know how much of a thing it is in the other two films Fitzy's seen, but in this one as well, it's definitely a big thing. And adds a lot. And I watched it with headphones, and I was pretty struck by that in the first 5 minutes in particular. Just okay, I'm getting an auditory experience here as much as a visual one. So that was pretty crazy. And seeing all the I mean, the visuals and the abstract nature of them can I'm sure warrant in-depth discussion in and of itself. But just like pairing that with all the sounds and the score in this film, and in particular, like, I don't know, like, I still don't know what the hell the goddamn, like, person speaking at the start was making those noise. Like, what's it called? I think there's a word for it when you just say sounds. You know what I mean?
Well, the kind of things from my points, which is fun.
Oh,
But
good.
I'll kind of get
Excellent.
into it. But it's Johansson's alien like trying to learn like English. Like that's what it's meant to be. But it was
Got it.
taken like trivia wise, it was taken from her like dialogue like dialect practice, like her trying to get an English accent. Like that's like
Oh,
actual
that's
like audio of her
good.
like trying to like dial in.
That's
But it
funny.
serves like as like a good purpose to like to show like the birth of of her
In a
thing.
way, it's kind of the same thing. It's an alien learning how to speak a a
Yeah.
foreign language.
Yeah.
Not really, but
Yeah. I am just gonna info dump on you guys because I feel like it.
Are you going to do it like this? You're going to give us your interpretation.
Yeah, not my interpretation of everything, but my interpretation of a lot of things. I think.
Okay,
So
all right.
first off, like where it starts is that it felt weird that in a movie that focused on sexual violence, that the primary perpetrator would be, a woman, and so like from that point, like it's like I kind of believe that Johansson's alien is an engineered weapon or like tool of what is believed to be the other alien, which is like kind of seen as like a co-worker, but is actually I think like the boss or the actual thing, which is in the bike rider. I think this is further evidence in the worker's ability to like intrinsically locate Johansson being lost. Oh, sorry, sorry, grammar again. Sorry, I think this is further evidenced in the worker's ability to intrinsically locate Johansson. The ability being lost as she voluntarily and involuntarily becomes more human. Her assimilation serves as a connection, and it slash masks it. This also makes sense as to why the workers can track Adam Pearson and the other victims, because the signal works of isolation, which they all have, and she loses as the film persists. It becomes hard for them to track her once she fucks off to far Scotland.
Mm.
We do see the narrowing in of her at the end as she self isolates following her the attempt at intimacy. So kind of implying that that they like once she again is alone, like the signal kind of comes back, and like it's kind of like a like a chase in. And I think the attempt at sex furthers like my point about her being engineered because it's something that she's unaware of, and like all her self discovery is like a learning. Like it's not like it's something like she's pursuing but is being denied, and she's having to learn herself rather than like being aware of it. Whereas like naturally creatures are kind of aware of their being and their capabilities, whereas like she is unfamiliar to it. And also, given the writer's ability to locate Johansson's alien, the way in which it discovers the female at the beginning shows that she was a previous iteration of Johansson's, kind of role, and that likely underwent a similar trajectory where like she, is sent to lure in the men and then becomes more human, and then they have to recycle. And like throughout the film, the worker scrutinizes Johansson's alien as if performing like a test and tag search, in where he's like checking out her like abilities. I don't know like how well she's still performing. Like in that scene, like in the dark alley, he's watching her reapply like the lipstick, and like he's like really intently focusing on everything she does, and like he's like performing like a visual check to see like if she's still up to the task, which at that point she is. Um, and then like so like the alien has like a birth and rebirth in the film, and which is mirrored by like the submersion into the white, or like the intro in the white, and like when she comes out the second time, like she is like her birth into being a human, which is like which is interesting stuff. And I think it's I think it's an interesting examination of the born sexy yesterday trope. Which I don't know how familiar you are with the trope, but like kind of think of like Lilu in like the Fifth Element, where like it's a fresh entity, and she's a baby, she's bubbling around, but she's a 23-year-old Mila Jovovich, and she's appealing or whatever.
Yes.
So I think like Hansen's alien in this serves as an interesting examination of that, in that like she's built to be that, and then like to the point where like her first introduction is like as her eyes being put together, like we hear her babbling, like like as you mentioned, and like it's like it's the babbling of a baby, and then like her first word is no, and I just think that's all very interesting, and like it kind of goes back to what I was saying about like not being forced or being created for this, and that like I think what I've read people saying it was like true aliens that are sent to like hunt or to harvest or whatever. Whereas like to me it seems more like an engineer and its tool and it's so I thought that was kind of interesting, and like that was like my I don't know I don't know if there's anything to grab there really, but like it's just that I didn't really see people like when I was looking at it, people weren't really acknowledging like it felt like people weren't acknowledging like the actual relationship between the writer and Johansson's alien, who's called Laura in the script. So I think I might just call Laura instead of constantly referring to her. Which is also interesting because in the script he's referred to as Badman, and she's Laura.
Bad man.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that was like I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Anything that grabs you guys though?
Okay, that was a lot. Please, Fitzy, go.
Well, like I don't even know if I've had any original interpretation of this film. Because I'm just like I pretty much just watched explanations and analysis and like interpretations of it on YouTube and stuff when I watched it back in the day. But like everything you said is pretty much what other people have said about the film. Like it's pretty accurate, I think. Apart from like the censor thing, I think that's an original thing that I haven't heard. But like the man
like that's
being...
kind of an irrelevant detail in like the kind of in more I still find it relevant, but like it was kind of that's kind of flavor for like my
yeah.
I think I kind of fumbled on my closing argument there, where like I was meant to like kind of say like it's like I kind of forgot to like surmise that like it comes back to like the like the core thing is like in a film about sexual violence and where like she is ultimately like like she is a victim of it, like having her enacted throughout. I feel like people like from what I was seeing anyway, like people weren't discussing like the gender role of it. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess like in that way, like the man, like engineering her, and it comes back to like the man controlling, the woman in a sense. But like, yeah, I think pretty much everything you said is. I mean, I don't want to say it's accurate because I don't know if like Glazer has actually commented on, the film's proper meaning, but like, like I believe that interpretation, that you've given pretty much. Yeah.
Mm. Cool.
Can I take 2 steps back?
Yeah.
And just say, like, at what point, Jane, did you realize it was an alien?
I think from the start. I think from the void. Because this is a question I had. Because one of the first things I wrote down.
You made me feel so dumb in every respect.
One of the first things I wrote down was like she's like what I really wrote was she's obviously an alien, but is any part of the film or production meant to show that she is a regular serial killer and the alien stuff is hyperbole? But I like obviously that's dashed away towards the end. So like I don't know, like it's not like there's obviously like you obviously have time to learn it, like so don't feel too stupid. But like I kind of detected from the start.
Okay.
There's also there's like one subtle shot as well from the tower where you like see the clouds. And then you see like light shooting out from the clouds, which are supposed to be like UFOs or whatever, like alien ships.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That sounds cool. I missed that. See, I think I was in a maybe enemy in our episode with that Fitzy broke me. I was in an enemy mindset where I think I was just like interpreting it all as like metaphor.
Sure.
So like I was obviously getting like the themes of like growth and transformation for her and stuff, but I was kind of more just like, oh, what is the translation of this to a human level? Which I'm sure there is one too, but I was just like I missed the actual like you can just watch this as like this is an alien.
Yeah.
Killing
well,
people.
I think that's kind of like I think the translation to the human level isn't actually about her being a killer, which is like what I initially thought like the translation would be, but it's about I don't know the like gender roles and violence and how I don't know not that it always goes back to men, but like, like men are the perpetrators. And like I figured that was the human part rather than like, just being like a thing about a serial killer.
Right. Because it's not like the human part is. This thought crossed my mind, but like this makes no sense. Of like the human part isn't, killers can kill and then grow and then and feel bad about it.
Yeah.
I like yours better. Yours makes more sense. So you're saying, if I were to try and articulate it so I understand it, the idea is that even though it's like it initially challenges the idea that men always perpetrate sexual violence by the fact that look, it's this woman doing it. But then as the story goes on, it's like it does end up just then going that extra level deeper to where it is just like, oh no, it actually does in some way always source back to us.
Yeah.
As in
well, that's the thing, like, because like in mine, like, like Laura is very much, as much a victim, as a result of her control. Whereas like from everyone else that I read on Letterboxd, like they kind of saw it as like, I don't know, they're kind of co-patriots, where like they're like two aliens are sent to harvest, and like they're both as much into it. But I think the fact that we see her being created and we see her predecessor kind of shows that she is not equal to the other one. And like I think from what it seems like, it kind of seemed like the interpretation was that like she was like the queen ant and like they were her workers, because like there's multiple of them. But then like I think that's undercut by what else is shown. Like obviously that's what it seems like, because we only get the one female and then we get the many males. But like she doesn't have the power, and like I don't know, it's I think it's interesting that like the like I don't know, yeah, sorry.
No. Yeah.
So what did you rate it as when you were watching?
Man, you don't want to ask me that question.
No.
Like I said, I was just like, I was trying to find that human level interpretation, and
Sure.
Look, there were scenes that are still interesting to interpret, but like now with this understanding of the alien thing and all that, it's like it makes way more sense. Like I was very confused by the scene when she was having sex for the first time with that guy, and then her reaction to it. I was like, that threw me off for sure.
Yeah.
That threw me off the track. But then now that understanding she's an alien, that helps a lot.
Well, that kind of and like I think that's probably the best scene that illustrates like the film's discussion in regards to like patriarchal history and all that shit, where like she's finally learned, through her self desire, and she finally wants to initiate sex herself for her own intent, but like it's denied her by her creation. Which kind of feels like a very traditional, I don't know, feminist or theme or whatever you call it. I don't. Do you call it feminist or misogynist? I don't know, because it's misogynistic in practice, but it's feminist to realize it. I don't know, whatever.
Sure, yeah.
But like that's probably like, that's like one of the first, like not first, but like that's like probably one of the better examples of it that I think reinforces my thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Or so maybe not my thing. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. How original is it? No, the thought. So it is Adam Pearson's character that sort of is a catalyst in the film. Is that fair to say?
It's well, yes, because he's the one that she lets go. But why? But why is an interesting question, because she's done it and she's fine with it, but then she goes downstairs and she catches herself in the mirror. And I read someone else interpret it as her not looking in the mirror, but her seeing into a window into the world that Pearson's trapped in, and like her feeling remorse or guilt about it. But the script literally just talks about her getting caught in the mirror and seeing herself for the first time, and like proper observing and seeing that she is. And then like after that, she finds a bee inside and she takes the bee and she lets it out. And then immediately after letting out the bee, she lets out Pearson's character. So like,
yeah.
Like what so the catalyst isn't like Pearson is the catalyst, but it's not as that person interpreted it as like, you know, she sees and she sees the horror for the first time. It's she's seeing herself, and maybe she's like it's well, once again, I think seeing herself and being made aware of herself, because people are saying, well, that can't be the case because there's mirrors everywhere in the film, but she's never looked into the mirrors. We see her through mirrors, through the rear view mirror and through like the makeup mirrors and all that. But to her, like she never once glances at her own eyes, and like even when she's applying makeup, like it's a small mirror that's like focused on her, on like her feature rather than like on, you know, what she is. Like it's still her
Yeah.
doing a task. It's like
Yeah.
it's kind of coincidence that like in that one instance she catches herself and like she like, I don't know, gains awareness or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So it is it is almost a coincidence. Like it's not
Yeah.
specific to him.
No. Because
Okay.
her seduction of him is all the same. Like although we see more of it, obviously, because it leads to the change of heart. So like we get like in a script, like it's all like we're never made to feel like the script itself is like very like we're never made to feel bad for Pearson until like at all, really, to be honest. Whereas it's interesting because earlier in the script, there's one of the other guys like breaks out of her spell and like he's like fighting against it and he's like no, like he's like, you know, I don't want to go in there, but then she like gets him back in. So like it's so no, it is coincidence. Yes,
Yeah,
I
interesting.
think.
I guess I just figured the choice for him to have, and you know, obviously to cast Adam, and then the choice for him to have, you know, his disability. I just felt quite specific,
Yeah, it is.
so I sort of assumed that might play a factor. But
But I think like he's more like the final straw than like the catalyst, because she already gains. She's gaining. She gains empathy in the scene where like she looks at people. Like you see people from a very like normal documentary like street view point of view, and then you see like the, you know, the focus on her eyes when it like dilates or whatever, or it's like really she's really like wide eyed.
Yeah.
Like from that point forward, she pretty much has some degree of empathy, and then it only kind of her humanity like cements itself with her, I don't know, her pity, I guess, for Adam Pearson's character and her pity for like the bee. So yeah, it is a catalyst in a, but it's not like the first instance of
Sure.
maybe I shouldn't be doing this. I think maybe that came from like the baby in the car or something. Yeah, not sure, but
I think the baby in the car was like probably an early example of it, but like in a script as well, it's like something that's very brushed over. Whereas I think like one of the big ones was that when she gets the rose from that guy, like in the car,
right,
like when she sees the blood, like that's her
yeah,
first time like being like proper confused about herself because she thinks it's her blood. It's like it's like a big like awakening of like, is this from me, or like what can it be? Because like what am I, kind of thing.
yeah. But she also because that's the first time she's pursued without her like putting herself in that position. You know what I mean? And so that's the first time she starts to see things from her victim's perspective. So that is actually the first time that she gains like empathy, like a degree of empathy, which I think was around all that stuff at the beach and the baby. It was like directly after that.
that stuff, I liked the stuff at the beach. That was confronting. It was good.
Yeah, hard to watch for sure.
Yeah.
It's interesting because like I don't like it's because like I never willed for her to like help the kid because like I knew like that was like so out of character. Whereas like I think any other instance like I would have, but like I knew like this is like so, you know, out of the wheelhouse of law that like there was like no point in feeling that, which was interesting.
Yeah.
Because usually, you know, it's like you want everyone to help the kid. You know? I don't know. I think another thing, like, it's like the I don't like over relying on the script, but like, you know, I've only really got 5 points here, so like I don't feel like I'm over relying. I feel like I'm just mentioning it a lot at the moment. But the script ends with by transitioning like the. I mean, one thing the film does as well, but like it shifts perspective. But at the end of the script it shifts the perspective of like the van like belongs to the bad man. Like it's referred to Laura's thing as like throughout most of it, but then like it's his van at the end, which I kind of like, you know, once again goes back to my thing of like it's his thing that he lends out to his tool to like operate. Because like they also talk about in the script about like the bodies are being like harvested. So like there is like an intent in the mean there rather than just being like a plaything or like a predator, like, you know, kind of like hunting for fun kind of thing. So like it is like, I think it kind of goes further to like highlight the relationship between you know the two aliens and like why like, you know, why I think what it is rather than being, you know,
Yeah.
Is it noteworthy that like it isn't the other dude? So I guess just tracking this narrative now, I feel like the other alien would have been the one to have killed her. Really, I'm just surprised that it was the guy. Maybe I shouldn't be, but like what from if we take does he realize she's an alien? Is that why
yeah,
he
he
sets her
rips her
aflame?
skin off. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he comes back and sets her aflame. Okay, that makes
Mm.
sense. Yeah. Okay. So I was thinking that, like, yeah, okay, that explains it now. Because as I was watching it, I'm like, on a literal level, why would this guy set a human aflame? Yeah, I was back in that mindset again. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I thought the scene was sick though, like the seeing her burn.
Like once again, like lighting a creature on fire. Like he like doing it is like such a ridiculous and like over violent act, but like so is like kind of what the rest of the film represents in like kind of like the rape and sexual abuse. So it kind of like mirrors well
Sure.
in that like it is like a step three times too far, but like so is raping her, you know, and like
Yeah.
it's like it's not out of place because like I don't know, like it's he was like going to commit, you know, just like wanton violence, and like it's just
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. It's almost like within like reasonable force or whatever within the film, I guess.
Mm.
With oh,
Maybe not the right phrase.
Yeah.
probably not.
I'm not touching that one.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Mm. But like the book is about the like meat, like the exploitation of animals, and like the aliens harvest the humans' food or the organs or the blood, whichever. In this film, so like the whole film is about exploitation, really. That's the wider kind of theme that I like see the lens I see the film through. Like the violent parts of it are like an aspect of it, but like definitely the wider theme is exploitation.
Mm.
Because like even in I mean, it goes back to the Born Sexy Yesterday thing you were talking about. Even the theme of exploitation is explored, like in the guy that she likes, like the bus guy, you know. It's explored in like every relationship, no matter what like the dynamics are.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But like it's interesting because like he doesn't. Yeah. It's questionable
Yeah,
whether he's trying to get something out of her,
yeah,
but like he
yeah.
doesn't.
It is.
Like he is like kind to her, and like the script details how like, for example, like when he crosses the puddle holding her, like he's emboldened by her sense of trust in him. So like it's like I think that's like wanted like the more genuine relationships, and like uh, I 100% I get your point about exploitation. 100%. I didn't say that. That's good stuff. But I don't think like that bloke isn't like a
Yeah, I don't
isn't
think he necessarily is, but I think like it's still like a discussion at that point.
yeah for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's interesting how even knowing what she is and what she's done previously, like even still, like the traditional dynamic of that relationship as it began, I sounds like maybe I was more on the other side of you, Jan, where I still felt that traditional dynamic of like this guy's. It kind of makes me uncomfortable how he's like potential. Like I don't think he did anything bad, but like the element was there of like I don't
Yeah.
know.
No,
The exploitation like you're
watching it,
talking
I
about.
thought it felt like he was grooming her, but then like the
Right.
script seems to disagree with that.
Okay.
Is kind of
Well, I would say you're more on my side because yeah, that's kind of how I felt about it. Whereas Jaden was like fully trusting of him, right? Or, like almost fully trusting of him.
Yeah. I felt the opposite of Jane. Yeah. That's right.
Right, sorry, I misheard you.
Yeah, it's like, but it's just. I guess it's just funny how, yeah, having knowing that she's literally a monster. Well, whatever you want to call her, it's like
is she the monster?
It's still yeah right. But it's knowing what she's done, how like it's almost like a default setting I go back to in like human dynamics, or like my understanding of how we interact with each other as humans is like I know she's not a human, I know what she's done, but even still, I still kind of defaulted back to that perspective nonetheless.
Yeah. The reason why like as much as it feels like as much as it felt like he was grooming her, like the reason why like it kind of came off okay was because like it was her own like kind of exploration at that point of her fitting into like her own like kind of, for one, desire, but also like just her trying like kind of self-discovery is like, can she be more than what she is? How similar is she to us, and kind of all that stuff. So like, and it like obviously she always held. I mean, like it kind of shows that she always held the power, like not the power, like she always held an ability to exit. So like it feels icky, but like it's part of her discovery. So like that's why that's why I land.
Yeah. And by that you mean it's like a positive thing. It's like healthy for her.
Yes.
Yeah. Makes sense.
But you said like her reaction, was like that was like driven by her own limits as like an alien. Is that?
Well, it comes with the same like she chokes up the cake because she doesn't realize that she can't eat. Right. So like she doesn't know what her own lengths are, and she doesn't know like how much of what she is what, and like that kind of comes at with the sex as well, is like she doesn't know what she can and can't do. But like it's interesting because in the script, although like they can't have like penetrative sex, like they still kiss and like they fall asleep together. Whereas like in the screen version, like obviously like she kind of gets shocked, and then kind of we see her walking off and we don't know what's happening. But like I don't know, it kind of seems like that climax at two different, like the what do you call it? Like not the action climax, like obviously like it ended differently, but like the thought outcome is also different between the script and like the screen version in that. Yeah, because in both instances, like he doesn't reject her, like he's willing to accept what it is, but in the film she seems to kind of isolate herself based off that. Although
does he know like that she's an alien or that she's anything different? Because he doesn't seem like shocked or anything. He seems like he seems as shocked as the audience is. Like what's happening?
Yeah. In like one like it's like he in the script, like there's an extended thing of like where like she tries to eat again, like he and like because like they make dinner for like he makes dinner for her, like we see them do that. Like there's it is emphasis on like him trying to like, not him trying to, but like him feeling her out and saying like that she is different to like what is traditional. So like, there's not like an utter shock as well. So like, I don't know, like I don't know if he knew she was an alien, but like he knew that she wasn't normal.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I still don't really understand her reaction because it like drives the whole. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like it's essential point that like drives the kind of gets back. I don't know. Gets back to the whole meaning of the film in terms of her opening up and her developing like empathy and openness for people that kind of get shut down. But I don't actually understand like the transition in her mindset, I guess.
I think it's that I don't think it is, but like throughout the film, like she's only viewed as like through like the sexual desire of the other men, whereas like this time, like even though like this dude can't have sex with her, like he's still there is no immediate rejection, and there is still like a sense of like I don't know relationship camaraderie, intent or whatever there. So it kind of shows that like she can be perceived as more than what she was made to be, maybe. If that does,
Can he not have sex with her?
I mean, they can always have oral sex, but you can't have traditional stuff.
But he didn't seem like anything was wrong, so I'm just like,
well, he like action wise on screen, we try and see him thrust, and he can't thrust, and then like in the script, like same thing happens, like they can't.
But then why is he so like nonchalant about it? You know,
because he like by that point he's already understanding that she's different, and I mean like it's like a real thing as well. Like there are like I don't know, medical like things where like I don't know like there are medical reasons like in real life while big kind of penetrative sex is like painful, like like whatnot. So like it's not like the weirdest thing in the world because like but it's
Sure.
Obviously in this case she's out of this world.
Yes.
Any other thoughts, Zach? As a first time?
What was your reaction to her doing this British accent?
I was trying to place her accent at the start. I was trying to figure out if she's trying to do Scottish or English. And then, like,
I think she was just doing English, right?
Yeah,
I think Scottish was probably decided to be a bit hard.
Yeah, I think that was a bit far for her. Like it wasn't too bad, and like it obviously like it obviously assists in like the whole outsider and in this world or whatnot. But in terms of like actual like physical ability and like her her job like carrying up the accent, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah. I was kind of surprised it was as good as it was, to be honest. Not that like I was expecting it to be bad, but
well, I was trying to think like, does she do a British accent in The Prestige, or like is it American? I can't remember.
Oh, I reckon she does actually. I'm not positive. I need to. But like, no, she's British. Yeah, she can't get away with doing Yankee, surely.
No.
Maybe it's a more like neutral sort of like it is British, but it's not like crazy British.
But even this one is pretty neutral. Like I think the script outlines it as being like a London accent. Like it's kind of like the typical stuff.
Yeah.
But like I like still very convincing. Like I thought she was going to be American in the film. So like I'm happy that she pulled it off at all.
Yeah.
I don't know if that sounds like I'm underselling like this immensely talented actor because like obviously she's. But yeah.
I really liked her performance in general. Honestly, I sort of got more like the transformation and her growth and stuff was all good, but I kind of got the most out of just her earlier, like just driving around and the blankness of her expression as she's just zooming around in a van.
Yeah.
Felt very alien, very just like unengaged, very
but that probably,
focused.
I mean, like not. Like I don't want to assume for you, but like that part, like the first half also works a lot better for like the way you're trying to interpret, like read into it of like the human side of like just kind of like her pathological kind of like
yes,
like it works better for like the mirroring that you were trying to read into. It's like, is that maybe why?
Possibly, yeah. Because I thought I was watching a good performance of like a sociopath.
Yeah.
That's literally what I thought I was watching, which I enjoy. I think it's an enjoyable performance either way. But I feel like she probably the other part of this that is obviously interesting is how like the people she speaks to aren't actors, which is wild. pretty
But then,
awesome.
like, how does it happen? Like, so you film the hidden cam stuff, and then, like, I don't know, you just be like, yeah, do you want to get your hot cock out on screen? By the way, it's like,
yeah, that's the part where, like, surely they're actors,
Yeah.
surely, like the ones that they get the full like void scenes.
but the IMDb trivia said that it was only revealed to the men after they got in the car that they were being filmed. And like,
Yeah, that is true.
The people that got into the car were the ones that ended up in the void scenes.
Yeah, I might have to dispute. I mean, fucked if I really know, but I'm just saying. I feel like logically that doesn't really make much sense. I feel like it had to have been the people that like didn't get in, right?
Well, Adam Pearson was casted to be an agency that helps like disabled people get cast. So like he wasn't hitting camera, but like maybe the spoiler got maybe the IMDb thing got like two things mixed up where like there was like actual hidden camera footage of people, and then the people that got in were like, you know, because like otherwise that's crazy.
Yeah.
Get this, you're in a movie, and get this, we want full frontal, bro.
But Scarlett Johansson would be in the same room though.
Yeah, matching.
How'd you feel about? I mean, like we based our question of the week off it. How'd you feel about the void stuff? Because personally, I thought like with the white void at the start, I thought you could see like the clipping on the green screen a bit, but then like all the black void stuff was all was alright.
I definitely didn't notice that, but that's not great. I mean, it was all interesting. I think the one I liked, I don't know. It was all obviously weird, which, you know, sometimes isn't my thing. But I think the one that I liked the most is like the one, I think it was sort of towards the middle where it was like I think it was the last victim before Adam where they totally shriveled.
Yeah.
And whatever the fuck that transformation was, that was just so visually interesting that like it's hard not to take something away from it.
I think there's something do you have any thoughts on the void stuff, man?
I mean, no. I mean, the black void stuff is like pure kind of where the film's the most like symbolic, I guess.
Sure.
And just pure imagery. So that was cool. But like the moment they shrivel, that was like almost too much for me. I don't know. It's hard.
Yeah,
you know?
I get it. Yeah, it's a lot. I do it also like, is it like I think it might be the same scene, or I can't remember, but is it like when the blood or whatever that is like is flowing and then sort of turns into like just a fucking line? You know what I'm talking
that's
about?
after. Yeah, that's when it gets like extracted from the guy who gets shriveled.
Right. Okay. So is that like a visual representation of like the harvesting or whatever process occurs?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think there's like a laser as well.
Right.
The red thing.
Yeah. That explains what that is. Okay. Yeah. No, that was cool.
I think drowning or like kind of submersion in water is like a very intentional motif. To what extent I don't really know, but like the way I would try to work it into my thing is that like you know, once again going back to like the essential, like going back to like the base of like everything is based off like, you know, gender roles. It kind of feels like I don't know, water feels like very suppressive. It's like when you kind of have this like kind of reversed role of like, you know, the female killer and the male victim. Like is like the way I try to do it is like it's like, I don't know, I kind of imagine it as like a role reversal and then like being suppressed to like women being suppressed again kind of thing, you know? Or is that does that compute?
It computes. I don't know if that's the intent, but as far as doing what you're doing as an intellectual exercise to fit it in, it computes.
Liam, does that compute with your video essays?
No, I think that's an original interpretation, Jane.
Yeah. Because I don't know, because I get the script does also describe it as like as like black ooze and stuff like that. So I mean, like it's not. I don't know. I don't know if like the book says so as well. But like as like a visual medium, like I like that's what water usually is used for, especially like in, you know, like it's, you know, it's crashing and like kind of oppressive and suppressive.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's interesting that in the script, she is born of the same stuff that the guys get submerged in, whereas in the film, like we only see her eye being assembled. It's like and it kind of seems like it's a more mechanical process rather than like being born in the ooze. But I mean, given her like black natural state, maybe she is from the ooze. But I just thought that was an interesting kind of, because the script like outlines in detail how like she's born of the stuff, whereas like in the film, like it's more.
Yeah. Yeah. Were there any other notable like elements added in the direction from the script that stood out to you?
Um, the thing that stood out to me most, I mean, like, it wasn't that it was changed, but it's the fact that the script says this will be filmed with a hidden camera, when it like in reference to like all the B-roll of people, and I
Yeah.
just thought Gonzo filmmaking was like frowned upon and like banned like since like that one film that did it. But in terms of things that like there's lots of like things that are different, but like not significantly in terms of like, I don't know, impactfully. Like the order of events that juggled around when she meets the bloke in the far north.
Oh, okay.
But like that's
Okay.
pretty much it.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, and actually, we see that like the bad man kills the rapist in the script.
Right at the end.
Yeah,
Oh, interesting. Okay.
because
Yeah. Okay.
he has to, because in the script, in the script as well, he like takes a photo like to show she's an alien. So like the bad man has to like cover up that. So he does like hone in on her. Whereas like in the film, I felt like the bad man was still only like struggling like to piece together like where she was like, when we last see him.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to ask about that. So is that what all that was? Because with that added understanding, it kind of feels like that. I mean, it feels like that shot was clearly there for another purpose originally. Yeah. Okay. I don't know, but like, is there any more to putting him there at the end, other than just feeling like you need to close the loop?
Well, it's actually so the script opens with the woman from the start burning.
Oh,
So like it is a very literal closing of a loop in that like it like both of them like are burning. I can't remember why she's burning though. I can't remember if it states that like someone like but like the bad man arrives as she's burning, and like so like it's
that sounds interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So it starts with that, and then is there still the birth scene?
Yeah, like it starts with that, and then it goes to her being birthed.
Yep.
And then like this film plays out pretty much as it does.
Yeah. Okay.
Although in the book, in the script, Adam Pearson has a dog, and the bad man has to fight the dog. But it's
Oh wow.
yeah. So that all got cut.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
I would guess Glazer just wanted to make that. He had as he was developing it, realized that he wanted the birth scene to be this sort of the experience thing of like coming in slow with the sound and all that kind of thing. And he sort of realized you couldn't really have anything before that for it to have maximum impact. I would guess that's
the film version is insanely cleaner than what like the mess of the script.
Sure. Okay.
Like it is so much better. And it, like I don't know. I think the film version also just leaves more of the question of like, not that it leaves a question, but like it allows the casual viewer to just see that woman at the start being just like a tool for the two of them, like it kind of, rather than like having to think about any other pre-relationships or whatever,
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just gonna just add I don't know after everything, just because just in case.
Who knows?
Yeah. Did you know that the bad man is played by a professional motorcycle driver? Because they needed someone that could like navigate the Scottish Highland streets.
Very practical. They
Yeah.
literally just needed someone who could ride that fast around there.
Yeah. Let me see if we got anything else. Yeah. Oh, it's what so also like it's in the script. She mentions like when she gets picked up by the women, like one of the like on the night out, like one of them tries to hit on her, and like rather intently, like it goes on, like she's like really trying to get into her pants, and then like she like Laura ends it by like saying like, you know, I don't like women, I prefer men, and it's like I prefer, like I find them easy to control. So like that kind of goes back to like my thing of like why are they harvesting men only? And it's like so like she finds them easy to control. So I'm like, it's like is there commentary there about like I don't know, like obviously beyond just being like sexual desire, like obviously men are easy to control when you're fucking pretty as. But like is there more to that there? And the fact that she wants lonely men, she doesn't want men that have any kind of pre-established relationship of any kind. Which looks like that. So like that kind of I don't know. That kind of works into the fact that like maybe she's compassionate from the start, but then like also like it's probably just easier to clean up when it's like a solo male. It's like you don't need bad man doesn't need to worry about like, you know, having to offer family. But yeah.
Yeah, it's just a practical thing, or
Yeah. Any other thoughts, guys? Oh,
Well-
sorry. Oh, sorry. No, you go. I've been talking a bit.
Well, like the woman at the start, like her taking the clothes, and like that, like her, learning language and then putting the makeup on and stuff. It's like that all is a cool sequence because it's like it's just her learning all the things that people like put on their surface to like, become appealing or like interesting to others. So the film is also like a lot about that. But yeah, I had a thought about what you were saying, but I can't remember. I think it's mainly like the men, like it's mainly the vulnerable, I guess. But
yeah.
there could be something deeper. I don't know.
I kind of feel that like the film is called Under the Skin, and like there is like I question whether she knows what was under her skin. Like there is like bewilderment in like the alien when like she sheds when she shed the Scarjo appearance, you know. So I think that's interesting stuff to think about too that I didn't really think about.
But also, she's trying to get what's under the men's skin because, you know, when they get sucked, it's like all that's left is the skin, but they get all the blood and the organs, you know. So she's using her skin to get what's under the men's skin.
True.
We've gone quite a while without mentioning the score, which is quite a feat for us. I think we usually like to bring that shit up in 20 minutes. I fucking loved this. I thought it was fantastic. I want this score to be flipped and remixed and sampled for eternity. I want to hear it in everywhere. I want to hear fucking Joey Badass and fucking Freddie Gibbs rapping over this shit. You know, I thought it was incredible. Like it's interesting. Like an interesting part of it is that like that thing that plays when they're in the void. For the entire film, in my head, I was calling it the seduction theme. But then towards the end, like obviously it's used when she's getting raped as well. So it's not seduction. It's, you know, it is a violent kind of musical motif. So it's the rape theme.
Sure.
But you know, regardless, it was fucking awesome. And then like I don't know, like obviously the silence used that, you know, you mentioned as well earlier. But then like yeah, we often talk about minimalist scores and like single strums. We talked about it probably most recently with Johnny Greenwood on fucking One Battle After Another. But like this was like a minimalist score that like I fucking adored. I don't know. Like I liked Johnny. You know, they're very good on One Battle After Another, and I like Johan Johansson. You know, in Sakari and whatnot when he has like kind of like the more subdued strings and whatnot. But like this this was kind of like a whole nother kettle of fish for me. It was incredible.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
I love Love, which is, the big kind of song that plays later in the film. It's like the kind of droning song when she's like developing her like sense of self fully or
Right.
whatever with the bus guy.
Yeah.
It's like, it's like that. It's very like, I don't know, it's like orchestral, but without any of the. It's like the feeling of an orchestra without any of the instruments.
Yeah.
That was like when something was actually coming together. You know what I mean? Like everything else was kind of like eerie and like, alien and cold. But then that was like it was actually like this piece of warmth in the score, which is why I think everyone like latches onto that song. Piece of Centra. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like we often kind of, I don't know, like we don't intentionally do it, but like often we do kind of end up speaking either more physical filmmaking side or like, or meta, like story, intellectual stuff.
Yeah, true.
Which this one has ended up on the latter side. But like there is so much going on, like with the physical filmmaking that is incredible. Do you want to discuss that at all?
Man.
I mean, like as you were kind of saying earlier, I just love the use of kind of perspective and like the documentary feel earlier on, and then it takes a more kind of a very objective kind of feel, like the whole film kind of feels like, Kubrickian in that sense of like the objectivity, until the kind of ending where you do get these moments of like feeling that you're more in line with ScarJo's character.
Yeah.
But then he kind of pulls out of that. That's why I think the shot of the biker on the mountain is so good, because it kind of, I feel like that pulls you back into like the objective, like cold frame that the rest of the film is in.
Yeah.
It's like Casino Royale, Zach, she like tries to find love, but then it fails, and then the whole thing becomes colder than it was before. It's like that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
Interesting that you mentioned Casino Royale, because the Bond girl in the following film, in Quantum of Solace, Gemma Arterton, she was considered for the role of Laura. I saw some other people, but I can't remember. Yeah, I think who else was on the list? I think January Jones was on the list, which she's a Yank, I think, right? I don't know. There was some decent names on it. Actually, one of the other big names that popped up was that in like an early version of the script, Brad Pitt was attached, because like it focused on like true aliens like living in Scotland, and then they get revealed, some shit like that. And apparently like the film was like, in production for like 10 years. So that kind of aligns with, Brad Pitt's, early 2000s British period. With his Guy Ritchie stuff.
Sure.
It's like that's it. Like there was a very different script apparently that that was like being developed. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Going with, it sounds like they were considering Yanks anyway, but I still find going with ScarJo and going with the Yank is still. I mean, I don't dislike it. I don't disagree with it at all. It was just it's interesting, I guess it makes more sense with that context of like this was a bigger production that went through, some cycles, some phases as it was going.
Eva Green was I could have just used the Casino Royale connection.
You were like trying to make a leap, but you didn't even have
to. Abby Cornish, I don't think I know that person, and then Olivia Wilde. So the split between Yanks and
Abby Cornish is Australian, I think.
Oh, is she? No. Really?
Oh, is she the one in Limitless?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's what I know.
I pulled that deep from the data bank.
Yeah. Yeah, like on the physical side, I guess I'll kind of leave it at this, unless you guys got more. But like, the insane amount of B-roll in this film. I don't know. I don't even know if you call it B-roll, but like, yeah, I know you do. But like all the hidden camera stuff and the way it's layered and textured and cut together. You know, you guys talked about, I don't know, something earlier, I think, but I don't know. It is incredible the way that I like the first half, particularly, like, you know, uses it while she's in the city. You know, like the machinic quality of like the city as she's like kind of like the cold personality, and the way it's reflected in the editing and shots and just like the kind of rapidness of it.
Yeah,
And then the
yeah,
way
definitely.
it's contrasted later as well, obviously, like helps it as well. But like I was blown away by that as well. Yeah.
One of my favorite 30 seconds in the film was just like that like mini montage, whatever you want to call it, we got of like the POV shots and hard cuts between like her just sitting in the van watching people out the window, and they would just like spend 3 seconds on one spot and then 3 seconds on the next and the next and the next, and it's just like flashes of her watching people on the streets and these various spots around, I guess it's Glasgow or whatever.
Mm.
I don't know, that just struck me. It was cool. I think my sensibilities, there's a lot of impressive filmmaking. My sensibility does, as you've probably gathered, like lean towards the documentary feeling side of it. I like that a lot.
Yeah, great. Any closing thoughts from you guys?
Did this film make you want to go to Scotland?
Oh, I've always wanted to go to Scotland.
Did it do anything for you? Did it strengthen that in some way?
It made me want to go to Glasgow less, because like 2013 Glasgow looks like 2005 fucking Geelong. In the shopping center, sorry, like the outside architecture like looked nice, but like the clothes that people were wearing, and like specifically in like the interior of that shopping center, and like some of those shots of like that woman like flipping chicken and like the kind of like thing, like that just felt like so 2000s and like just so outdated.
So it put you off.
It put me off Glasgow, but like
Right.
I'd go to Edinburgh, and I'd go to the Highlands.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, the Highlands, of course. You
Yeah.
can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Other than it's freaking cold, but it looks sick.
Yeah. We should go sometime this year, June perhaps.
This year? Oh my god.
I'm going to Europe in June, so
Yeah.
can't.
Are you?
Yeah, we're going. What do
We've
you mean?
planned this, man.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Happy to wrap up?
Yes, sir.
Oh, good. Alrighty. Final ratings, Liam.
I'll stick with an 8. It's been 8, 9. I don't know. Yeah, I'll keep it as an 8. Yeah, I definitely still appreciate it. I still think it's great. Don't like. I was definitely wowed. It was definitely one of those films that like wowed me, and like opened my brain a little bit in terms of cinema, what cinema can do. But I don't like enjoy it as much as 10 years ago. So yeah.
Penny.
Yeah, I'll slap a 7 on it. I feel like
Ooh.
there's a lot to appreciate. It's no doubt a very good movie. I honestly like might have enjoyed it more if someone had just told me, or if I'd just I love going into stuff blind. I really do overall, and I wouldn't take that away. But every now and again, it comes up where it's like if someone just told me it was an alien thing, like I honestly probably would have enjoyed it more.
Netflix does specify that she is an alien in the synopsis.
I never read the synopsises, and I probably should. This is one of those.
I saw it when I
comments.
paused. And I was like, "Oh, there's a spoiler," because like Liam mentioned it at the end of last week as well, and like I think did you end up cutting it? Yeah.
Yeah.
But like it's in the Netflix synopsis, but not the Letterboxd one. So
See, that's the thing. Like, if you had left that in the episode, I would have, like, before watching the film and I listened, I would have been mad. I've been like, oh, you spoiled it. But like, this is one of those occasions where like it's probably 90% I like it the other way, but
sure.
This time I think I would have appreciated knowing that. Yeah.
I'll stop a big fat 9 on it. I thought it was incredible stuff. I keep it at a 9 now and not a 10, because I imagine that there's more I can glean from it in future.
Hell yeah.
because like a lot of the like the letterbox reviews that people like that I did see, a lot of them are talking about like subsequent viewings and like seeing like texture and additional things. So I kind of hope that there is more that I see that I can raise this. Well,
Yeah.
it is a very impressed 9 for the time being.
I like that. It has a higher ceiling, so you're letting it.
Yes, it's the apocalypse
Just
now
sit
effect,
there. Yes, for sure.
Radio news chat. 2 weeks of news. Hell yeah. Start with Toy Story 5. Zach watched this trailer. Did Liam watch this trailer too? No. All right. Zach, talk about your toys.
Wow. This trailer was actually better than I expected, and I'm gonna really like this movie. So they released a teaser a few months ago that was just like you saw that one. That was just
Yeah.
like them. It wasn't much, but it was just them basically saying this movie is about the toys dealing with technology and dealing with iPads. That's kind of just what it told you. And when I saw that, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know about that. But then when I watched this full trailer, I'm like, oh no, this does look really fun. And it does feel like a full Toy Story movie. I really like Toy Story 4. I'm not shitting on it. I've got, I'm definitely up on it. But there is an element to it where it doesn't feel like a full Toy Story movie. I think probably just because it is like a road trip movie. Because it is away from like the main kids in the bedroom and all that kind of stuff. Like it does just feel a little bit side questy, so even in a weird way. So coming back to the room, coming back to like the full dynamic with the characters, there's a lot that feels like Toy Story 1 again in terms of like the action and stuff going on. It looks like a lot of fun, and this movie is going to easily make $1 billion. So get ready for that.
Did the last one do it?
It didn't, but I don't know. I'm just seeing this trend with these Disney animation movies every year that crack a bill with fucking Moana 2 and Zootopia 2 back to back.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the one this year, I think. And I think 2019 was just a weird spot when 4 came out. I think there was just a lot going on that year. Like I think Endgame had just come out, and it was a busy summer. Like Aladdin made a bill, like literally, I think like a few weeks beforehand. So like it was, I think it was just a busy time where. But I think if this one's timed better, which I'm not sure exactly what's coming out around it. Fuck, I actually think Despicable Me or Minions or some shit like that is coming around it, so it might be fucked actually. Never mind. But I'm not sure. But I think this movie's going to do pretty well.
Zootopia 2 had a massive fucking China release.
Yeah, dude.
Like, I
Isn't
don't
it
know,
like 1.7 or some shit now?
I don't know if China rolls out for Toy Story the same way they did for
animals.
Zootopia.
Yeah. Talking animals. Yeah. Talking toys don't hit quite as big in China.
Well, like Toy Story is just distinctly like more Western, I think, than Zootopia.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Yeah.
The other trailer that we saw this week was Mando and Grogu. This comes after the 20-second spot they released at Super Bowl. But Zach's already seen, a full trailer a year ago.
Well, I guess I've seen. So I saw the full trailer at Celebration, obviously, but then there was a trailer before this as well, like another release trailer, and then this is now the third full trailer. Yeah, this is definitely the best trailer, by the way.
This film comes out in like 3 months, which shocks me. But I got to agree, this was a pretty good trailer for someone that doesn't love the show. I liked a lot of shit in there. I liked seeing Embor again and seeing Zeb seemed good. And like giving it an actual Star Wars story seems pretty good. And it seems like we're finally going to give Grogu a bit of independence, which he's been begging for since season 1.
Oh my god. Absolutely.
And the film's acknowledging as much, like, there's comments about his age and all that shit. So it's very much setting up the future of like with the character. So this looks like it could be better than I expected. Or more, not better than I expected, but it's a bit more worth it, I guess.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that. Yeah, because obviously I was moderately excited for the film by default, but outside of that, the previous trailers was like showing me just the most sort of basic Mando stuff, Mando doing Mando shit, and I'm just like, okay. Like, I know what this is, kind of thing. And this trailer doesn't change that, in that it is very much still just Mandalorian adventure stuff. But it was just better stuff. It was just like, oh, this actually looks like, enticing Mandalorian adventure stuff. Whereas before, it was just kind of felt a bit sloppy.
Yeah.
No, this trailer was good. It was well cut together. There was, some cool pieces for fans. Seeing Embo was sick as hell, and his little wolf dog, that was sick. Martin Scorsese voicing that alien was hilarious.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't even pick up on that, but now they say it. Yeah.
It's so funny. And it's actually perfect. Like, he fits in perfect. And and I love seeing goddamn Pedro's face a fair bit. That was good.
So he was on set for that one day, and that was it.
Confirmed he was definitely there at least one day.
Yeah.
That's what was the speculation. Was he there at all?
Mm.
So yeah, no, I think.
Oh, when did he get the Razor Crest back? Did I fucking miss that at the end of season 3 or some shit?
No, that's no.
Oh, okay.
You didn't.
Okay,
that's gonna be new here.
I was so confused when I saw that shit in the trailer,
dude. And like, not to turn a positive into a negative, but like, what's up with this show just fucking reversing everything it does, man? Like, everything.
I don't think it expected people to grow so attached to the ship.
Yeah.
But then they released the Lego set, and everyone's like, "It's one of the greatest ones." Like, I'm not.
that probably is what
the
it
Lego
is. The
sales probably helped.
Honestly, and it's probably the fact that so they destroyed it in season 2, which was shot before season 1 came out. So they literally probably just didn't know that it was going to be iconic, and so they realized it was iconic and realized, oh fuck, let's just bring it back.
Yeah.
Which I'm not a huge fan of, but like,
I never liked it. It felt too chunky.
It is very chunky.
Yeah.
Dude, I think the fucking Naboo starfighter is sick as hell, but apparently people just don't like it.
It doesn't make sense for like a long haul ship because there's no space other than the cockpit.
Oh yeah, true. It should. I hope it still has a place though. And he needs to zip about a bit more or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, he could land it on top, and he can the engines. If he lands it reverse.
Yeah.
He can plug in.
Yeah. It's like the fucking the Phantom with the ghost. Yeah, exactly. It should do that.
Liam's getting upset, so we better move on.
He's so pissed off. You can see it. You can see it in his eyes.
Yeah.
No.
Highlights of the week. What have we been watching? I feel like I feel like we were just talking about this a couple of days ago, because I guess we did have a short turnaround, but I don't know. Zach, anything exciting this week?
Dude, I've been watching so little. It's not good. It's embarrassing. I feel like especially early this year so far, I've been letting down this podcast. But
dude, Sam, don't stress.
I'm glad I'm not the only. But you at least you're watching films, at least. You come in with a film.
I've watched 8 films this year.
Dude, well, I've got to be less than. Oh, I don't think. Wait. I only watched one film that wasn't for the podcast this year so far. So there you go. I guess that's slightly worse than you. Anyway, I can give a very quick 6 Feet Under update, and that we finished season 3 last night now, so we're now past halfway. And my prediction of falling more in love with the show each season is coming to fruition. I slapped a 9 on this season because it was just the best season, and I feel like that's just I don't want to set expectations too high, but I just feel like that's going to keep happening. Just the more it goes, the better it's going to feel, the more satisfying it's going to be. There's just a lot that happened this season, dude. I don't know if Fitzy remembers exactly what season was what, because I probably wouldn't.
No, I think season 3 broke me a little bit, and I had to take a break from the show because I was I couldn't actually believe what happened, and I came back to it.
Neither. I still can't, because it's obviously I'm not going to spoil it, and also no one's going to know what I mean except Fitzy, but tracking what season 3 episode 1 was to what's the last episode of the season was and that was one season, is wild. They start and end in completely different spaces, and I'm saying this in the best way possible, by the way. It's you could not track. It's not if you just watch episode 1, it's okay, where do you think this season's going to end? It's you could make some guesses of, I guess this character might do this or whatever. It's fucking, I feel like it it like blended it up like 4 times on the way, and then just ended up in some place that was like insane. Like not at all what we could have tracked. I couldn't track it ever. So anyway, summary. I will just overall say that I'm enjoying it.
Cool. I only watched Taskmaster this week, so not really much updates for that. Season 4 is pretty bad, in my opinion. I mean, like, it's still good. I like it, but like, it's definitely the weakest one historically for me. And actually, there's one season later on. I can't remember which one number exactly it is, but like, season 4, I just don't love the cast. But then season 5 is a banger, and like, it's about this period of like 5 to 7 where the show finds its footing, and then you just go on a golden run from then onward with like maybe one lackluster season. Season 7 is at the moment, and like it's incredible. I mean, it features like my favorite comedian, so like that also helps. But like it's just incredible stuff. And once again, like rescoring it's gotten a bit tedious, but like it's still a fun kind of thing to do.
Is it you're using like a spreadsheet or something? Like, what do you?
Yeah. It's it's a bit, but you know. Liam, anything exciting on your end?
What's Triangle? You've seen Triangle?
Yeah, hell yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to spoil what the film's about, but very fun, mind bending film. It gets a little lost in its own source, but still really just like very yeah. I can't. I wish I could say like anything about it, but it's fun. It's a fun film to kind of get lost in and try to track, and then realize that the film's lost track of itself. But it was fun anyway.
Heaps to blame.
Who?
Heaps to blame.
Lost to blame. Yeah, or really nothing to blame, but the fun. The fun was the gleaming. We tried to have a little more. Yeah. And then I also watched another 2009 mind bendy film, The Box, by Richard Kelly, Donnie Darko guy. Who all these other films are like severely like hated upon, but then some people really like them. But it was interesting, to say the least. It's like a religious, very deeply religious like analogy, I guess. Yeah.
Is Cameron Diaz a good actress?
She was okay. James Marsden is a good actor.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yeah, she was alright. Gillian Jacobs is in the film. She was good. She was the best female actress in the film. So. I don't know who the best female actor was, but she was the best female actress.
Wait, is that who I think it is? Hang on.
It's
not
I need
Anderson.
to make sure I'm thinking of the same person.
She was in Community.
Yeah. Oh yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
Even after having seen Community like 4 times, I still get caught up between like Jacobs and Anderson. I don't know why, but it's just because Gillian's like such an unusual.
Yeah, there's not a lot of
name that I'm like it just defaults to the wrong one every time.
Yeah.
I don't know. Now's the time where we hand the show over to you guys with our question of the week. Last week we asked you what's your favorite film with void shots, shots in the void, void spaces. I actually wasn't expecting that many in this film. I just thought there was like 1 or 2, so that was it ended up very apt. Andy Lau says Under the Skin is actually my first, but for the sake of the response, Terrence Malick's The Tree of Life.
Wait, so is Andy saying he hasn't seen The Tree of Life? He's answering?
I think he has, but he's saying like Under the Skin and then Tree of Life.
For the sake of not saying like the film that we're
for variance,
giving another.
Oh, I understand. Sorry. Yes.
This Tree of Life that's a white voiced stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, there's also a a black void shot of like light.
Okay.
So it has both. But there's also the beach scene, which is a kind of void.
Yeah.
And the light is.
Luke says Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I honestly don't remember in the film if that ever happens. Like if he's answering it, then I assume it does. But like, I really cannot think of like a single blank scene.
He's not thinking of the quantum zone in which the green screen.
That's
zone.
what I'm thinking. Is thinking like, is it like the cosmic kind of entities that it's in? I don't really know. I can't recall. But I'll take his word on it. Other than that, what's our guys' answers? What are we thinking?
Our guys.
Yeah.
I want to know what my guy thinks.
Yeah. I can go first if you want.
Sure.
I got a bit of an unconventional one.
Okay.
It's in the animated form, which like there's quite a few examples in the animated form, but like the
Yeah, I wonder if you're gonna say what. Yeah, go.
It's Neon Genesis Evangelion, and it's towards the end of the series. You know, Liam, when Shinji's like this.
Oh yeah.
Fucking insane stuff, and like everything that happens in those last two episodes in that collage and the breakdown of animation and the story is incredible things. So yeah, that's probably my main one. It's what do you guys got?
My number one's probably Garfield. No, joking. Is it, the movie I most associate with like void shots is Under the Skin, just because of like the length of the shots, and you know, you have the white voids and the black voids. Every type of void, you know, the drowning void. But like, I don't know. There probably is some niche film I've seen with like one void sequence that I can't remember, but I guess I have to say like, yeah, Tree of Life in 2001, I guess. I feel like it's like these void shots are very magnetic for like symbolic films, you know. It's about
Does
like
2001 have
really,
explicit void shots?
well, like the Stargate sequences starts off as a void, and then it's like light enters, but like it's like him looking into a void at first.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. But what's it? Oh yeah. I feel like the void is very made for like symbolic films, because it's about like, you know, nothing and like creation and those kind of things.
Yeah.
And like Neon Genesis Evangelion is like, you know, very religious, and it's kind of symbology, imagery, you know. So all those films have that kind of thread, I guess.
I think one of the best ones is Get Out in the Sunken Place, and like that just uses it as like a symbol of being trapped, and it's, you know, with hell or whatever. It's fucking insane the way that Jordan uses it.
Yeah, you see, you got a new film coming soon, right? It's been a minute.
It does, doesn't it? They released that teaser with the poster of like the fall like quite a while ago.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay, I guess that's this year then.
Penny, what did you scrounge up?
I don't know if this counts, but like when I read the question, the first thing that immediately popped to mind, and I also kind of can't talk about it too long, but for spoilers, but it is the Deathly Hallows Part 2. Does that count in your opinion?
Well, you see, I was thinking like pure, like black or white space.
Yeah, I thought
like,
you might. Yeah.
Like, I get what you mean. I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, it's the first thing that came to mind.
Not in my ruling, but you know, up to you.
Okay, it's a great scene. I do have a backup, and this is when you said animation. I was like, hang on. I leaned in. I was like, but no, obviously I don't know shit about Neon Genesis. So but I got Soul from Pixar. some great shit there. You know, like every time he dies and then fucking falls down or whatever, and he's like in the black for a second. Yeah, just a great movie. Just basically just an excuse to shout out a great
One of
movie.
one of the best Pixar's.
Oh
Top
yeah.
two.
Well, I don't know about that, but it's great Pixar. You know, masterpiece Pixar, top 15 for sure. So so yeah, and just a cool representation. You know, I like all the shit about mortality and stuff and afterlife, and a cute representation of it is good, and still a heartfelt one.
Is I was trying to think. Does it happen in games? Am I wrong in thinking that in Fallen Order, like the flashbacks start out in a void, or am I very wrong in that? I feel like I can picture it happening in like in a game somewhere.
Assassin's Creed has a big time.
Does it?
Yeah.
What about Hellblade? Is it maybe in Hellblade? Like given that's like a bit more of like a thematic game.
I can't picture them in Hellblade.
I feel I just feel like it starts where like it's like there's like water ripples on the floor, like you're walking through like water, like very shallow water.
Yeah, I think that's real though. I think that's
from a movie.
No, from Hellblade.
You mean from oh yeah, right.
So I think it's like actually a location that then you keep moving through. I think that's then.
Okay.
Like I don't know if it's a cat. I can't remember what the fuck it was, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, right.
Yeah, it's a good question. The biggest one definitely is Assassin's Creed. That's like that's unless I'm totally missing something, that's got to be like objectively the most obvious one.
Right.
Like every game has some element of it to an extent. Because I don't know if you know Assassin's Creed, but it's like always when, I mean, it comes in different spots or whatever, but generally it's like, when you get the big assassination kills in the story, like you find your targets as you go, and then you get and it's like all story built around this person, and there's usually like you usually spend like a couple of hours going after them and their character and all that, and then like when you get the kill on them, like it goes into this void cut scene where like you speak to them as they're dying. But it's kind of meant to be like this, like it's through the animus or whatever the fuck, the technology. But like the idea is that this conversation is literally happening. It's like it kind of enters into like a metaphor zone essentially.
Does Death Stranding have voids? I feel like that would be very void.
Oh yeah, dude, very voidy,
magnetic. Yeah.
I mean, it's not full, it doesn't meet your criteria of like full color only voids, but it's like I mean the fucking beach is a void, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
There's a lot of beached whales, you know, down there, up there, wherever it is. And there's the thing in the universe literally called the void out.
So yes, true. Yeah. Like even like when the BTs pull you into that like that liquidy place, like that is a void, but once again, like doesn't fit the criteria.
Yeah, the tar.
I mean, technically, you could probably find like space pilot games that are like in a void, like 1/10 of the time. You know what I mean? When there's just nothing in view.
Yeah.
Well, like when I was thinking animation, I thought plenty. Because like cartoons use it all the time, like to a comedic effect. You know, often. I know, like regular show does it. Adventure Time does it. You know, where like characters just end up in blank spaces.
Yeah.
And the minions do it maybe, or like maybe it's like a post-credit scene.
Oh, the credits in the void.
Right.
I guess every film has a void. What do you think about it?
I should have just answered with what my favorite credit sequence is.
Yeah, which one's
in
that?
A void. Maybe Heat. It's in a void.
Yeah. Anyways, that's the end of our show. Next week's question of the week that we're asking is: what is the most affecting death in film, or TV, or games, as we've established at this point? We break.
Sure. Yeah.
Before clarity's sake, Liam, why are we asking that question?
Because we're continuing, Jaden, with our Harry Potter series, with Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, which is on HBO Max. Yeah, everything's about to change. Everything's everything's changed now, hasn't it? Everything's about to change now, isn't it? Whatever the Hermione quote is, or not. And like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like a really fun movie. There's like they play games for the cup, you know.
Mm.
Who knows? Maybe dog stuff happens at the end. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know.
Whoa, what a tease!
Maybe it gets a bit
That's-
serious. Maybe it's.
All right, yeah. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for letting me host 2 weeks in a row.
I'm
Making me
glad that
host.
you're grateful for it. I thought you'd be like really. I mean, maybe you're probably going to be grateful for it, and then grateful for the switchback.
Did you plan like notes to host or?
Yeah,
Did you
I always.
just-
I mean, I always have notes ready.
All right. We ticked off everything on your list.
Pretty much. Nah, dude. It was. Trust me. You knowing my interpretation of the film, it went in a much better direction. Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. Awesome. Alrighty. See you guys next time.